Hey, welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for checking out this video. Hope you're having a fantastic day. We have some breaking news for the U.S. women's national soccer team for the upcoming Olympics. It has been announced that Catarina Macario is not going to be able to prepare physically for the Olympic tournament due to consistent irritation in her right knee. She is going to be replaced by Lynn Williams, who was originally named as an alternate. So, I have questions. Number one, I remember when they played the first friendly against South Korea, which was Emma Hayes' first camp. Now, okay, let me backtrack a little bit. Catarina Macarios played for Emma Hayes at Chelsea. Now, when the first friendly against South Korea happened, I remember it being mentioned that she had been struggling with knee issues. So that was known. So nothing against Macario. I actually would love to see her on the team. I love the way she plays. But considering what was known about her at this time, considering that the Olympics are a condensed amount of games within a shorter time frame, and you have an 18 player roster, why do you risk adding her to the roster? What if we didn't have this issue now and you get to the Olympics? I mean, I guess I don't know the specific rules how late you can add. I believe you can actually add an alternate, replace her at the Olympics, but I mean, I don't think that's helping your chances to perform if you get to the Olympics and say she plays in the first game and it becomes an issue and she can no longer compete. I think you would want that prep time. Like doing it now, if you're going to do it, I guess makes more sense. I think it probably would have made more sense, although I'm guessing Emma had her fingers crossed, but it probably would have made more sense to not name Macario to the team originally. I don't know. I understand that is tricky, so I'm not going to say she was definitively right or wrong. I do, however, have an issue with naming Lynn Williams. And this doesn't have to do with Lynn. This is not directed at Lynn. It's the makeup of the roster. I don't understand the switch. Now, I don't believe it. Someone, if you know more than me, check in the comics comments below. My understanding, I mean, they still have two friendlies to play before the Olympics. So I believe they have time as they're doing here, but I believe they even have time where they could name someone that's not an alternate. Like I don't think we've hit that cutoff yet because I mean, knock on wood, but it's not just us, but any team still playing friendlies to get ready for the Olympics, you could have multiple injuries that keep players out of the Olympics and you would have to make a lot of changes. So I don't understand this particular change. And again, if it has to come from the alternates at this point already, I say again, why not then name someone who is versatile when you know you have these issues with Macario? You at least know it's a possibility that she's not going to be able to go. So why is there not someone, if you have to take from the alternate pool, why is there not someone like Ashley Sanchez named as an alternate? Because what you have is now a much different roster in terms of positional play. For example, I'd done in a video when the roster was announced, my issues with naming not naming Alex Morgan in terms of what I thought she could bring to the younger players, especially those younger players out wide in terms of playmaking and so forth, and other people. And, I kind of agree, talked about Crystal Dunn's versatility, whereas Alex Morgan is a nine. Crystal Dunn can move around. That's important in an 18-player roster. So, okay. But now you've just taken that away, right? Macario is, she's not a defender, but she's a little more versatile. She can play the nine as well as being an attacking mid. But Lynn Williams, while I know she has played on the left, I mean she's basically a right wing in a 4-3-3. Okay, well we've got plenty of players who can do that. I mean, Sophia Smith plays the nine, but she can play the wing. Swanson can play the wing on either side, and of course Trinity Rodman obviously can play right wing. So and Crystal Dunn. Crystal Dunn doesn't In a 4-3-3, I don't believe I've seen Crystal Dunn play the nine. She probably has played it, but not a lot. She's more of a winger as well. So you have all these players who can play the wing, and you replace someone like Macario who plays central in the midfield or at the nine with a right winger. I don't understand that at all. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you have found something more in terms of the rules with when you can replace, like how much time before the Olympics you can replace on your regular roster that doesn't have to come from the alternates, because then you could still fuss with that. So I think that they could do it because now they obviously have to announce another alternate. They have time to do that. So, you could do that and then you could move that alternate to the team instead. It's just anyway, it becomes a bit of a mess, but and you have, some people were upset that Alex wasn't named. And I agree in that, again, not against Lynn Williams, but this negates that whole versatility thing. Like if you're going to name Lynn Williams, then why didn't you name Alex Morgan? It's interesting. But yeah, so anyway, that's my thoughts. Because if you look at this now, and they've already updated the roster, but now look at what we have because they named Lynn Williams as a forward. While Macario can play the nine, she was listed as a midfielder on the roster. So now in a 4-3-3, in which three midfielders are on the field at the same time, on an 18-player roster, when you're playing all these games in the Olympics, you have four midfielders and six forwards. Now, again, I know you can move some around, but I don't know. I mean, maybe put Jaden Shaw at the midfield. She can play the 10, but list her that way. Maybe put Crystal Dunn as a midfielder or something. But it seemed like a strange choice to me. And again, nothing against Lynn. I would have no problem if she had been brought into the South Korea, to that camp to fight for a spot. But it just seems like a weird choice to replace Macario. But anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Appreciate you checking out this video. They've got the big game tomorrow against Mexico, so I'll be tuning into that. Let's see how they do. I hope Lynn's ready to go. And I will talk to you later.